Welcome to the Money Manifestation Mastery podcast with your host, Lara Waldman, where we talk all things money. Big money, big purpose, big power. Waking up your wealth for heart-centered business owners and entrepreneurs. In today's episode, I'll be introducing you to your wealth frequency. This is a magical, powerful, creative, life-giving part of you that is one of the secret sauce ingredients to your success with the Money Manifestation Mastery process. And I cannot wait to share this with you. What is your wealth frequency? This is a current of energy that runs through you. It is life force energy. It is creative energy. It is an energy that runs through you when you are connected, deeply connected to Source, Divine, God, that life force energy. It is what runs through you when you're deeply connected to the planet, to nature, to all of life. It's an energy that runs through you when you are connected to your body, when you are fully here, when you feel safe, secure, supported, when you can be your full, authentic expression of who you truly are. It is your true life force energy. And this part of you has immense creative power. It is a part of you that we want to wake up to help you step into money manifestation mastery. It is beautiful. It is your unique energetic current, your unique energetic frequency, your unique energetic blueprint that knows how to create, that knows how to fully be here in life. It's similar to a seed that knows what to become if given the right environment to grow, the right soil, the right nutrients, the right moisture, the right sunlight. It knows what to become when it's held in the right environment. Your wealth frequency is just like that. When you're held in the right environment, you know what to become. It's an isness. It's a state of being. It's your true nature. The key here is to get to know this part of you and to figure out how this part of you needs to be supported in order to thrive. So this is a very deep diving, beautiful, profound process that is very different to what your current level of thinking or perception will have you believe. So I need you to breathe with me into that heart, into that soul, into that body's wisdom, because I'm going to be talking to a part of you that knows what I'm talking about. We want to wake up your wealth. We want to activate your wealth frequency. But please understand that your mind, your logic, your current level of thinking may be challenged by this point of view. So let's dive in a little bit deeper. I'd like to share a bit about my wealth frequency with you. I was very connected to my wealth frequency when I was a child. I was a wild child. I was very naughty. I was a lot of fun. I didn't care what anyone thought about me. I cared deeply about nature and animals, and I loved playing and connecting with others in dream worlds. I was very emotional. I felt things very deeply, and I could feel when adults were lying, they weren't being honest, and it created a lot of stress in my body. But my parents didn't know how to mentor me, hold me, or support me in my full self-expression. That's because they also were not held in their full self-expression and carried a lot of unprocessed trauma that affects our ability to connect with each other. So I have deep compassion for my family and my parents, and little Lara has taken me a long time to figure this out through a lot of failure over and over and over again. But this money manifestation mastery process that I'm sharing with you is the process that I created and developed to liberate myself into life. And please know, it's a continual work in progress. So little Lara was having a wonderful time. But when I was in my wild child, naughty, fun, questioning, challenging part of myself, that at times would stress out my parents, and they could not receive me in my full expression. And I needed mentorship in that. I was a natural leader. Girls are told they're bossy, they're dominant, and there's a lot of information that was given to me as a young girl about how I should just be quiet and pretty, be sweet, be kind, be nice, and keep your mouth shut. And wild child Lara did not fit into that. It actually created a lot of stress for me to try and be that. And I always felt like a total failure. I felt unlovable. I felt very alone. I felt very distressed. And at around 8 years old, I started to develop vaginal thrush. That was a physical symptom that started to manifest as a result of starting to shut down my wealth frequency, my true nature. I started to disassociate and daydream in a very dangerous way. So I would be getting up in the daytime, daydreaming in the middle of the classroom, wandering around the classroom. I would sleepwalk at night to a very dangerous point where on our sailboat one night, I ran through the boat and was about to leap out of the boat. My dad grabbed my foot just in time. I don't remember a lot at that time. I was really struggling to focus. I was struggling to focus academically. I remember getting a D in English. I could not focus. So what had happened is I began the journey of learning that who I am was not acceptable, not okay, not lovable. Not only that, it was bad and it was shameful and it was wrong. And in order to get love, in order to be accepted, I needed to shut down that part of myself. And shutting down that part of myself created a lot of pain and a lot of distress. And I wasn't very good at shutting down that part of myself. But what happened was a lot of self-sabotage. Self-sabotage through drugs, through alcohol, through food, a drive to be perfect, a drive to succeed. It created a drive for competition and to prove my worth and to prove that I'm lovable. But I just failed over and over again in my attempt to prove my worth and prove my value from that very wounded and disconnected place. So through life's challenges, failures, setbacks, disappointments, I was slowly and painfully brought back into connection with myself, back into this part of myself that I call my wealth frequency, my true essence. And what I found about this part of ourself is they are usually in the shadows of shame and pain, that we've locked down and suppressed these parts of ourself in order to fit in, because we've been told those parts are not okay or not acceptable in this society, in this culture, in this family, in this life. And we cut off parts of ourselves. But that has a huge cost. And those costs show up in all parts of your life. So part of the journey of money manifestation mastery is a remembering of who you are, reconnecting to who you are, and learning how to work with that part of you as your greatest superpower. And it feels like magic and play and creativity and joy and possibility. It is your life force energy coming to life. It is you coming into life. Your wealth frequency is a superpower. It's a super creator. It is your genius. It is interconnected with all of life. It knows how to create what you want. It is your life force energy. And so the journey of waking up your wealth frequency is an essential one if you want to step into manifestation mastery. If you want to create in your life, in your finances, in your business, from a deeper, richer place that will bring you true fulfillment, not just surface level success. And it's a lot more fun. So, you know this part of yourself. You may have forgotten this part of yourself. You may have been suppressing this part of yourself, ignoring this part of yourself, avoiding this part of yourself, shaming this part of yourself, denying this part of yourself. Your money blocks will be here. What I've learned is we need safety to reconnect to and reclaim your true wealth frequency. Because as well as being a creative, superpower genius, it's also highly sensitive and vulnerable. It's incredibly attuned, alert, alive. And it's important to create safe space to connect to this part of you, to listen to this part of you, to get to know this part of you. So the first step really is about creating space for this part of you to speak, to reveal itself to you. And that's part of the money manifestation mastery practice, that daily practice of reconnecting to yourself, that voice that might be muffled, silenced, scared. Creating space to hear and listen and get curious about this part of you. Creating space to release all your money blocks, the blocks and barriers where you have oppressed, suppressed, and silenced, hurt and harmed this part of you. Yes, others may have done that to you and will have done that to you, but this is about understanding where you're still doing that to yourself. And it's dark, and it's ugly, and it's painful. So you need a safe space to come home and to remember this part of you and to start a relationship with this part of you in the vulnerable places, the quiet places. And this is part of what the daily practice is designed to do. And when you've done some of that deep diving work of moving through those barriers of pain and protection, padding, you can start to wake up that wealth frequency, and allow this part of you space to create. Getting curious, starting to listen, and allowing this part of you to lead, giving it a bit more breathing room, breathing life into your wealth frequency. This is when you get into alignment, heart, body, soul alignment. And this is where magical manifestation can start to happen. There will be lots of failure. There will be lots of setback. There will be lots of pain, portals to prosperity that you need to move through day in and day out. But on the other side of that is your true wealth frequency that you're choosing to come home to day in, day out, to consciously create and co-create with this part of yourself. That your job is to keep this part of you safe through deep listening, through acknowledgement, and to listening to your needs. Like, what do you need? What does this part of you need to feel safe, to come into life? And your job is to provide that for yourself. And this is part of the rewire to receive process and the embody your wealth process. All of these steps I've been sharing with you in this podcast so far are the foundational practices and principles to ultimately help you connect to and embody your true wealth frequency and bring this part of you into life. So I have a few questions for you to ponder on maybe to journal on, to meditate on, to reflect on. How do you suppress, silence, shut down your true wealth frequency? How does that show up in your life? And if you had all of your needs met, all the money, all the love, all the success, home, relationships, business, lifestyle that you truly desire, when you tap into that future vision, everything that you want and need is here. Who are you? What is that wealth frequency, that current that runs through you when all of that is here? Essentially, when you feel safe to be fully you in the world. Let's get to know this part of you, your true wealth frequency, and begin the journey of bridging the gap between your inner world and your outer world. And that is part of the Money Manifestation Mastery process. Thank you for joining us for today's rich and juicy, igniting and exciting conversation, introducing you to your wealth frequency. I would love to know what's landing, popping, coming alive for you. Please remember to take this one step, one breath at a time. It is deep, it is rich and powerful work. And if you are ready to dive even deeper into the world of wealth, to wake up that wealth, activate and ignite your true wealth frequency, and discover how to create your life on purpose, a life of true fulfillment, living in alignment and integrity with your heart, body, and soul, I'd love to invite you to dive even deeper together. You can come to my website, larawaldman.com, and book your free ticket to my upcoming wealth retreat for entrepreneurs and business owners who are here to create powerful and impactful change to the lives of others while also living and creating an extraordinary life for yourself. It would be a pleasure and honor to meet you there. And I look forward to being with you again for the next episode of the Money Manifestation Mastery podcast. See you then.